If my voice sounds at all weird, it's because all these people that are getting sick really need to learn how to stay home when they're sick, because they're just getting everybody else sick and they're not doing the world any favors. And speaking of the world not doing anybody else any other favors, that was a weird way of entering into today's video. So today's video is something that I haven't really been working on for a while, but it was definitely a spur-of-the-moment idea back around Christmas time. Back around Christmas time, I started seeing and noticing how many times that there were so many double standards that exist in the world. And I'm going to share a few of them that I've noticed today. I'm sure there are more that exist. But if there are any more, please let me know in like everyday conversation, because it's something that I just don't really understand. It's just not really fair how many times I'm interacting with these double standards. There's no way to win with something called a double standard. If you don't know what a double standard is, a lot of times a double standard happens between daughters and sons and dating. There are actually like multiple occurrences where it's really good if the son has his first kiss at a much younger age than the girl does, and the girl kind of gets locked away in like the Rapunzel tower and is just not allowed to go out. That is a serious double standard that I have seen happen a lot. And it's kind of goes hand in hand with the idea that guys are kind of put on pedestals just because they're kind of just considered more important sometimes. And that sucks, yeah, but there's a Beyonce song about how girls run the world, so I'm pretty sure that scenario of guys running the world is not going to stay around that much longer. The first example of a world of double standards, it's makeup versus no makeup. Now this happens a lot with girls and just the idea that they need it, just they can't be themselves without it on. And at the same time, a lot of guys pride themselves on how much they like girls that don't wear any makeup. Here's the double standard between guys saying that they prefer no makeup versus a girl that actually does wear makeup. If you say that you prefer no makeup, the girl's gonna get annoyed because of like how stupid you are. A lot of times guys will like say, oh, this is the girl that I've been talking to, and show their guy friends or even their girlfriends a picture of the girl. The girl can always tell when that girl that the guy's interested in is wearing makeup. And then on the other hand, if a guy says, I love a girl that wears makeup, a girl will like kind of instantly become offended. Like, wow, you don't even like her natural self. There's just no way to win. Honestly, just don't bring up the word makeup at all. And you'll probably have a successful day. If you're ever having a conversation with a girl, just don't bring up makeup at all. Just don't do it. The second double standard is fat versus skinny. Healthy weight is becoming a much more beautiful characteristic to have in this century. There is the ongoing problem of eating disorders and anorexia, bulimia nervosa, and binge eating, yes. But if that is such a beautiful thing to be thin, even like the process that you have to go through to be that way, why is obesity an ongoing problem in the United States? Have you ever heard the term Americanization? Americanization of food is actually talking about adding a bunch of butter and salt and carbohydrates to any means of food that you can think of. On the other hand, if obesity is an ongoing problem, but everybody wants to be thin or thinner, why is it that skinny shaming is a thing? There are so many times that I'm seeing now guys are creating internet memes about how they want a girl that has something to grab. No matter where it is on their body, a guy wants to grab something. And if the girl is a lot more bones and less skin than they are like fat or grabbing, then that's a bad thing. There is no pleasing you with obesity being a problem, skinny shaming being a thing, and it's always hard to maintain a healthy weight no matter what. There's no win there. It's a lose-lose situation. The next double standard I want to talk about is something that I call emotions versus robots. It's going to take some definite explaining. And when I'm talking about that, I mean with females themselves, I'm mostly talking about girls here, but anger, annoyance, and antisocial behavior are most likely by society intertwined with menstrual cycles. And a lot of times girls are considered complicated just because a guy can never really tell what emotion we're feeling, whether it's about us having a crush on them or just something that like annoyed us throughout the day. It's almost like having emotions is a bad thing in this century. And guys feel that way too. So many times I find it attractive when a guy just shows different emotions about different things in the world, or even like things that he went through throughout his day that just made him feel something. You know how hot it is when you feel something has moved you enough that you are not embarrassed to show it. And when girls show anything but happiness, it's almost like an instant assumption that we're on our periods. That's not okay. Like any sort of emotion a female might show that just puts them over the top for like complicated or too much. Again, it's the instant assumption that they are hysterical or they're crazy or they're just like too much. But like, have you ever like met a girl and she's just one emotion all the time? Whether it's a happiness robot or a sadness robot, or an anger robot, like you're just like one emotion all the time and it's really hard to hang out with you because I never really know what you feel about even our interaction with each other. Like, how am I supposed to know if I pissed you off or I made your day if you will not show it? Oh my Lord, this is a lot. It's a lose-lose situation every time that you interact with someone that is just one emotion all the time. The last double standard I want to talk about is just people in general. There was a common saying about how much people sucked and how horrible they were. Ugh, I hate people. Or people are the worst. We're in a world full of people. When you say that, you're not really giving them a chance. You gotta give them a chance. Maybe if they actually prove something, they wouldn't be so hated, right? My goal as Alexandra Moran is to just go through my day and make sure that people understand that they're important in some way. It may not be in my life, but at least it's like in their own. And I always find a way to make that happen. But I just go through my day and make sure that people remember how to be an actual person. It's like people are surprised that a friendly hello or asking how your day is and like actually meaning it is something that's just gone now. It's so rare to find that, especially in the customer service industry. But I just don't get why, if people are so hated or people are so annoyed easily by other people, why is there a Twitter account just called People? That Twitter account shares the great stories of just random strangers being like heroes. And they like save the day and just make that person's day better by just being an actual person. Why are people so hated if that account exists? There are so many stories about great people in the world. So why is it when you leave your house, you just are acting like Helen from Drake and Josh and just, oh, I hate people. It's like you can't even take care of something unless it's yourself because people exist in the world and are gonna mess it up. It's a lose-lose situation. Solving your problems in isolation or solving your problems being social, just being alone and journaling in isolation, or you're going out and clubbing with other people because like you went through a breakup. Those are two different ways to deal with your problems, and there are two different kinds of people in the world. And a lot of times it seems like you have to choose which one you want to be. You don't have to choose. You could be like some sort of mix in the middle if you want to. I know I am. There are so many nights that I just stay in my room and journal about everything that happened to me that day. It just made me feel something. And then sometimes I'm like, I am going to that party and I'm gonna kiss every person that I see. Not my finest hour sometimes, but I don't get drunk, ever. I'm not the legal age to drink, so why should I even be drinking anyway? That's something that I really hope to pass on to girls my age, because we're 20 and 19 years old and we have our whole lives to drink and get wasted. Whether it's at the family reunion or it's at the bars. You don't have to do it when you're 19. This is the conclusion about the world of double standards. It sucks. Conclusion over. I don't know what really to think anymore. I'm doing my best to do actual thinking every day and do my researching and actually understand what each side of the standards can mean and represent, but you know what? I'm my own standard, and that gets frustrating anyway. Do I need to spend my time worrying about how to please everyone by actually pointing out these double standards and how each side has a problem, and it's pretty frustrating. You guys are probably waiting for my hair story, aren't you? So last week when I filmed, I was on my way to getting my hair done and I ended up doing this. It was a lot more like, wow, boobs. It was a lot more drastic red since, you know, it was a week ago and I've washed my hair obviously since then. But I did something to the back as well. I don't know if I'll show it yet. But basically this is my hair color now. It's like a weird violet red and it's really fun, especially when it's bright outside with all like the snow that's been falling. It's gonna be like crazy colorful. It's actually a miracle that I found something solid to wear this morning. But my entire closet and my entire like makeup routine is just colorful. Like it's really hard for me to do like something boring or professional when going out with my days. It's just kind of hard for me. I like being the most colorful one in the room. I don't know if you can see it that well. It almost looks kind of like orangey at the bottom right now. I don't know. So it's, I don't know, it's just all over the place. Because I don't know if you guys remember, but it was like kind of coppery on the bottom, but my natural color is like really dark brown. So when it grows in, it's gonna be like different shades of red when it was dyed anyway. Oh man, my hair is fun. With every video that I make and I tell you guys, hey, look at the color my hair is today. It's just fun. I don't know. But now it's like a more controlled adventure, maybe? I don't know. I will put my links for my social media accounts in the description box below. I super hope you guys enjoyed this week's video. At least it gave you something to think about. Probably not laugh at. But in the meantime, I will see you all next week. I don't think there's gonna be any animals in this week's video. They're all napping around this time. Bye!